The Trump administration continues to push cryptocurrency as the president's own coin and his family's companies have earned $1 billion from the digital assets.
It's not a new push. It's not just on a national level. In 2018, we spoke with a Cleveland car salesman by the name of Bernie Moreno, now Ohio's U.S. Senator, who advocated back then for the state to move on to this emerging tech.
By adopting the technology first and being a leader, you really get an advantage in technology.
Now, at the time, Moreno actually became the first person not only in Ohio, but in the U.S. to pay his taxes with crypto when Ohio became the first state in the country to accept digital currency as payment.
However, there were issues with how the payment program was rolled out, and a year later it was suspended. But the idea is certainly not forgotten.
Over the last several months, Columbus Bureau reporter Morgan Trout noticed crypto has been gaining popularity at the State House.
Mining for new topics to make policy on. Many Ohio Republicans think they've struck gold.
We chose to lead instead of follow.
Numerous bills have been introduced to make cryptocurrency mainstream, with lawmakers eventually wanting Ohioans to be able to pay their taxes with it. These online coins are stored in a digital database known as a blockchain. Like stocks, they can be traded and sold. One Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency, fluctuates and is worth about $108,000 as of Thursday. State Treasurer Robert Sprague has been a leading voice in the crypto push. And just recently, he's allowed for state agencies to soon start collecting payment by the digital coins.
The world is moving rapidly toward digital payments, and we don't want the state of Ohio to be left behind.
And it's actually a topic that is bringing the top House Republican and Democratic leaders together.
That's a risky thing. I'm still scratching my head over cryptocurrency.
We have to be very careful with the crypto industry. We've seen a lot of abuse. We've seen a lot, because of a lack of oversight, we've seen a lot of people losing their livelihoods.
Both Speaker Matt Huffman and Minority Leader Donnie Isaacson raise red flags as crypto spikes and falls rapidly, and Bitcoin payments could be hard to calculate.
I don't know that it is a good idea. Bill's not a priority.
Both the House leaders say that there is more important policy to tackle, like property taxes, education, and the cost of living.
Is cryptocurrency really what the lawmakers and what your office should be focusing on? Who is asking for this?
Actually, I think it's really important because if we do dip into a recession, we want to be one of the states that is the most advanced.
He says businesses have been expressing more interest in crypto, so Ohio accepting the coins could help boost the economy. And another high-profile politician is outspoken in his support.
I think Bitcoin and what it represents, more than as a financial asset, also helps fill that void, fill that hunger for a symbol, a reminder of what American greatness was all about.
Vivek Ramaswamy, the GOP-endorsed candidate in the 2026 governor's race.
How much of a better shot do you think that this gives you in becoming Vivek Ramaswamy as lieutenant governor by following his crypto idea plans?
I don't know about that, but I can say this. I think Vivek is a bold innovator, and he's looking at the future of the state.
Strategists believe that Sprague is on the short list for Ramaswamy's second in command. At the Ohio State House, I'm Morgan Trout reporting.